Hello, everyone. It's been a few weeks since you've heard my voice, but thanks again for joining us across the last 5 weeks, now 6 weeks. So we're going to start off with just a really brief summary that looks a lot like some of the conversation and slides we had in week 1, just to kind of tie together everything that we've talked about over the last 5 weeks. So again, in summary, so education and workforce are changing. So, we talked a lot about this, not only just week 1, but across all of the weeks. But learning is not just seat time anymore. Learning is happening in many, many more ways, in many more places, and it really is across lifetimes. And we talk about lifelong learning a lot, but we're really at a stage where that is becoming something that's not just a nice to have, but is necessary. It's necessary to stay competitive, to sort of keep jobs, to be able to sort of advance within life. And this all is all driven from the kind of sort of constant advances in technology, in skills, in approaches, and everybody just sort of has this expectation that we need to keep up. So, we heard a lot over the last 5 weeks from folks sort of on the ground that were sort of echoing the struggles and the changes that we're experiencing both within education and workforce, as well as that intersection point, and the sort of desperation or the need for these new approaches. And really the kind of driving point here, at least one thing that echoes with me quite considerably, is that we're not talking about a silver bullet solution. So this isn't anything that a single institution can solve for someone. It's really about collaboration and connection, and helping people sort of access opportunities, but across many different experiences. So it's not about any one of us solving it, but it's about all of us working together. And it really is, again, you heard this word ecosystem many, many times. But it's both connections across orgs and institutions, but it's also connections across lifetimes of learning. We really need to put the learner or the worker sort of at the center, and everything they learn or experience should really count. So it should connect them to more learning opportunities. It should connect that learning and sort of their whole portfolio of experiences to real results like jobs. And again, this connection or this ecosystem is a critical piece of this. And stemming from that, of course, in order to operate at an ecosystem that really is functioning across many, many different types of organizations, many, many different types of institutions, and across lifetimes, across time, we really need some way to capture that learning and to translate it across all of those contexts. So things that you can carry with you, and again, coming back to the main theme of this course, use as a currency and sort of trade as a currency across many, many different types of players. And again, it's about connecting it together. So we need that system to not just have, again, the evidence that you're expressing, but we need the sort of ecosystem and the connections to make that worth something, to make that actually usable and valuable for the learners. So that really is, again, what we're talking about here. That's where open badges comes into play. The idea, again, is really that it's reimagining credentials for the modern digital age, for this connected ecosystem of learning. And the open, as we've talked about a lot, is very intentionally in the name of open badges because, again, in order for it to work at this ecosystem level, we want these credentials or these badges to be interoperable, to be sort of freely exchanged, but to also carry the information with them that you need to really understand them, or people need across the ecosystem need to evaluate them. But it's worth saying, of course, that again, badges themselves are not the silver bullet. It's not enough to just throw a badge on top of learning or to sort of inject badges into the ecosystem. But again, this word ecosystem, it really is relying on there existing this kind of complex ecosystem with many, many different types of sort of inputs and outputs to really make this work the right way.